System hacking concepts. This stage focuses on how attackers break into systems, gain access, and maintain control. It's like picking the locks, entering a house, and installing your own security camera inside. System hacking covers every method used to compromise, exploit, and persist inside machines. We'll look at each phase attackers use, from cracking passwords to clearing traces. Each technique involves a practical action with a direct impact on system security posture. The attacker's goal is to gain control, stay hidden, and use the system without detection. Knowing these concepts helps understand attacker motives, tools, and strategies. It's the foundation for all further exploitation and movement. Security professionals must think like attackers to anticipate moves and defend proactively. Whether simulating red team actions or monitoring your own infrastructure, system hacking knowledge is essential. It arms you with insight into the offensive mindset and supports better defensive design. Gaining access. This phase focuses on exploiting a vulnerability to break into the target system. It's like finding a cracked window on a secure building, quiet, quick, and deliberate. Access is critical. Without it, an attacker remains outside with no real leverage. In this lab, we simulate a real-world exploit to gain control over a vulnerable machine. We'll use Metasploit, a powerful exploitation framework used by penetration testers and red teams. Here, a remote exploit is launched against a known vulnerability to open a remote shell. The result shows a successful breach. We've opened a live session on the victim. This proves that vulnerabilities aren't just theoretical, they give direct access. Attackers leverage this to launch payloads or move further into networks. Defenders need to detect and patch such vectors to prevent exploitation before it happens. Password cracking. This task focuses on breaking encrypted passwords to recover original text. It's like guessing a friend's PIN by trying everything they might use. In security, passwords are often the weakest link, reused, weak, or poorly protected. This hands-on step involves trying dictionary attacks against password hashes. We'll use John the Ripper, a reliable cracking tool for local hash files. The tool runs through a word list and compares hash matches until a password is found. The cracked result gives the original password, now in plain text. This reveals how easily poor passwords can be broken. Attackers use this to escalate privileges or move laterally. Defenders must enforce strong password policies and hash storage best practices. Knowing how passwords are cracked helps build stronger authentication systems and detect brute force behavior. Vulnerability exploitation. This step involves using flaws in software to run unauthorized code or commands. Think of it like slipping through a broken gate before anyone notices it's unlocked. Every unpatched system is a potential entry point waiting to be found. We'll demonstrate exploiting a known remote code execution flaw using a published exploit. Our tool is a Python-based script downloaded from ExploitDB, widely used by ethical hackers. The script is executed against the vulnerable host, resulting in shell access. The output confirms that exploitation was successful. We now control the system remotely. This underlines the importance of real-world proof-of-concept attacks. Attackers use this technique to pivot, install malware, or exfiltrate data. Defenders must monitor for CVs, apply patches quickly, and reduce exploit exposure windows. Escalating privileges. This phase lets attackers go from basic user access to full system-level control. It's like finding the janitor's keys and opening every locked door in the building. User access is limited, but root access opens everything. We'll use a known Linux privilege escalation exploit to elevate permissions. The tool is Dirty COW, a race condition flaw in Linux allowing privilege gain. We compile and run the exploit to gain root access on the victim. The result shows a shell with root privileges, full system control achieved. This illustrates how serious local flaws can be if attackers get in. Attackers use this to disable protections, dump data, or install rootkits. Defenders should use least privilege, patch escalation paths, and monitor for unauthorized privilege jumps. Maintaining access. This step focuses on ensuring continuous access to a compromised machine. It's like hiding a spare key under a rock after breaking in, for future use. Attackers need to come and go without repeating the initial exploit process. we'll demonstrate setting up a simple backdoor listener on the target machine. Our tool is Netcat, a classic utility used for reverse shells and covert connections. Here, it opens a listening shell that awaits remote reconnection. The result confirms the listener is active and awaiting remote access. This shows how easy it is to persist after exploitation. Attackers rely on this to build botnets or access later without raising alerts. Defenders must detect unauthorized processes and monitor listening ports to shut these doors. Executing applications. This technique runs commands or applications on the compromised host remotely. Think of it as launching a program from another room, invisible to the user. Once access is gained, attackers execute binaries to expand control or deploy tools. In this demo, we'll remotely launch a program using Meterpreter. We use Meterpreter's execute command to run a harmless application silently. The command spawns the process in the background on the victim machine. The output confirms execution by returning the process ID. This illustrates how attackers operate post-access, running payloads at will. It's often the next step to establish deeper control. Security teams should monitor process creation logs, especially those triggered by remote shells. Hiding files. This step involves making malicious files invisible to casual inspection or antivirus. It's like hiding something in plain sight, under a rug that no one lifts. Attackers hide tools, payloads, or logs to avoid detection. We demonstrate how to hide a file using a simple built-in Windows command. The tool is a trib used to mark files as hidden and system-related. Once applied, the file won't appear in normal folder views. The output confirms the file is now hidden and system-marked. This reveals how even simple methods can effectively delay detection. Attackers use it to persist or avoid antivirus scans. Security professionals should enable hidden file viewing and monitor unusual attribute changes. Establishing persistence. This tactic ensures the attacker remains active after reboots or user actions. It's like setting an alarm that turns itself back on every day, no matter what. Persistence means survival across restarts, logouts, or cleanup attempts. In this case, we'll use a registry key to auto-run a program on startup. We modify the Windows run key using reg-add, a built-in utility. The malware will now relaunch every time the user logs in. The output confirms registry modification. Persistence is now established. This method is common, simple, and highly effective. Attackers use it to reload payloads without re-exploitation. Defenders must audit autoruns and monitor registry changes regularly. Clearing logs. This final step removes digital footprints left during the attack process. It's like wiping down fingerprints before leaving a crime scene. Logs reveal actions, what happened, when, and by whom. We'll demonstrate clearing the Windows security log to erase audit trails. The tool is v12, a native utility for managing Windows event logs. We issue a command that purges the security log completely. The system confirms success, and the evidence is now gone. This highlights how attackers cover tracks to avoid forensics. Security analysts lose visibility, making incident response harder. Defenders should ship logs off-host and monitor for clearing events.